Good morning. I hope we shall be able to make it through the noise from the construction. Anyway, three things: a place to live in, descendants, and security. I guess this is the dream of every adult, to have a home, to have children, and to live at peace. Forget about the hassle of raising kids. Kids are loved, kids are cherished. These are the promises that God made to Abraham: a land to possess, countless number of descendants, and a relationship of security from God. Time and time again, God reminded Abraham of these promises, but their realization was not instant. This could have been an occasion for Abraham to doubt God's word. The promises were eventually realized. Abraham put his faith in God, and it was credited to him as an act of righteousness. Faith, as the author of the letter to the Hebrews tells us, is the assurance of things not yet seen. Abraham was assured that the Lord is faithful and would fulfill his promises, no matter when. He is a model for us who have not seen but believe. We read the scriptures written over 2,000 years ago, and we believe the story therein. We know that Jesus is present in the Eucharist, even when our senses cannot prove this. Abraham is indeed our father, not by blood, but by faith. We are his descendants when we follow his way of faith. At times, we may be tempted to doubt God's action in our lives, especially when things are not going right with us. We may think that God has forgotten about us. Whenever this happens, we tend to be swayed left and right by false prophets who preach a prosperity gospel, the kind where we want things to happen according to our will, not according to God's will. This is not the way God works. For him, everything happens at its appointed time. The Christian life is not a bed of roses. It is a life of the cross, lived in faith and trust in the faithful God who loves us. Every time we are weighed down with difficulties, we should always look back to our father in faith, Abraham. Instead of giving up, we should confidently say, like St. Paul, "I know him in whom I have believed. I know him in whom I have believed, and I am confident that he is able to guard what has been entrusted to me until that day." This is the faith we have inherited from Abraham, and which we should pass on to the next generation. We have made it.
Thank you for joining us for this celebration of the Mass. This virtual Mass is broadcast to hundreds of people every day of the week. You know, over 100 years ago, the very first celebrations of the Mass took place on the second floor of the Glenview Public House. It's been inconceivable that 100 years later, we would be reaching so many people all over the world through this technology. If you'd like to support the ongoing broadcasts of OLPH's Masses, please go to our website, go to Give Central, and you'd be able to support the ongoing outreach of this virtual ministry. Thank you for your support. Most of all, thank you for joining us in prayer. God bless you.